What's up, family? It's your girl, Dr. Shonna. I'm so excited to get on with what part is this, y'all? This is part 3. Is this part 3? We're going to be talking about the Biden's Build Back Better plan. Oh, we're going to have a conversation about that, but you already know how I do. Before we get started, we have to do some housekeeping. Family, if you are on YouTube, I'm going to need y'all to go ahead and hit the share button. Most importantly, give the video a thumbs up and see the nice little pretty things that happen when you give it a thumbs up. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and hit the bell. That's the notification button. So when I'm going live, you can be notified. If you are on Facebook, I'm going to need you to do the same thing. Share the video, give the video a heart, thumbs up, whatever it is. Give the video some interaction, but most importantly, I want you to like and follow me on Facebook as well. To everybody else, good evening. I hope you're ready for a real juicy conversation. For my ladies, I've gotten a lot of your orders in. I appreciate you all. I think I'm going to have to throw in another day. So I will be shipping orders out on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All right, so y'all giving me more work to do. Usually I just do Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but I'm going to do Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. For people who do not know what I'm talking about, for the ladies, we have the Pheromone perfume. It is a roll-on stick. You can buy body spray. You can buy the roll-on, but you just rub it on your pulses. It's a pheromone. It smells good, and trust me, the guys will know that it's on. We also have the massage oil candle. This one is called Netflix and Chill, but they have different names, and it's a massage oil candle. It will never burn your skin. It smells good. It feels good, and ain't nothing better than getting your body rubbed down, especially after tonight's conversation. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, go ahead and visit helpingcouplesreconnect.com, helpingcouplesreconnect.com. Place your orders. I will be filling the orders on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Now, let's go ahead and have a great conversation about the Great Reset and the Biden administration. To be more specific, we're going to talk about the Build Back Better plan. Y'all know about the Build Back Better plan, right? Have y'all read it? Have y'all gone over to the White House website and read the Build Back Better plan? Let me know if you've done it. Just say, I did. I read the whole thing. Don't lie. Don't lie. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie, Craig. Y'all can just let me know if you read it. If not, we're going to go over it briefly, because y'all can always go ahead to the website and read it yourself. But before we even talk about the Build Back Better plan, I want to ask you guys some questions while I go ahead and set the stage. These are some things I want to ask you, and I want you to go ahead and put the answer in the chat. I'm going to ask you some did you know questions. Did you know? Let's go with the first one. Did you know roughly 100 million people died from the flu? Did you know that? 100 million people died from the flu. Did you know that around the world, roughly 6 million people died from COVID? And if we're just talking about the United States, it's less, right? But we want to talk about around the world. 6 million people compared to 100 million with the flu. Did you know in the U.S. alone in 2019, in the U.S. alone, roughly 700,000 people in 2019 died from heart disease? Did you know that? I'm going somewhere with this, people. Just go ahead and take note of those numbers. Did you know? 700,000 people in 2019 died from heart disease. Did you know that in 2019, roughly 600,000 people died from cancer? In 219. Well, let's say COVID, since 2020, 2 years, 982,000 deaths so far. As of the last time I did my numbers, 982,000 in the U.S. And that's 2 years. 2020, 2021. Oh, we almost on 3 years. Almost. 2022. That's going to be coming up. So 700,000 in 2019 heart disease, 600,000 2019 cancer, and roughly 40,000 people in 2019 firearms, guns. What am I saying to you people? What am I saying to you people? What am I saying? What am I saying? You got to understand that atrocious tragedies occur every year. Every year something happens. A lot of people lose their lives every year. And at each tragedy, change follows. Change follows. And I want you ladies and you gentlemen to understand for today that once change happens, listen to what I'm saying, family. Once change happens, seldom do we go back. Once they start putting changes in place, seldom do we go back to how it used to be. There's a lot of changes that have been put in place. There's a lot of changes happening right now as we speak. And some people are sitting down and waiting for it to go back to what it used to be. And I sit here and I scratch my head and I try to understand, because I listen to you all. I try to understand some of the logic that I hear from some of my sisters and brothers. Just give it a couple of years. It's going to go back. You got to understand. We are in a pandemic. There's a shortage of everything, right? There's a shortage of coins. You can't use your coins in the store. There's a shortage of food, allegedly. There's a shortage of everything. And we're sitting back waiting and thinking that those prices are all going to roll back like it's a Walmart commercial. It's going to roll back. We're waiting for the great rollback. The writing is always on the wall, family. Right? Shout out to Sid. Thank you so much for that. The writing is always on the wall, family. And the writing has been on the wall for a long time. Some people were excited when we got President Barack Obama, and they were hailing him as the first Black president of the United States. And everyone was so excited, and they said, change is coming. Then we got Vice President Kamala Harris, who is Black. She's a female. Can't say woman anymore. Ooh, she's a female, allegedly. We don't know if she's a female. So we'll say woman because we don't know if she's a female. Ain't nobody see her anatomy. So we're going to say woman. And they said change is coming. With President Barack Obama, we got same-sex marriage. Change is coming. Now we have gender identity conversations and debates and matching the language to accommodate the difference in the gender identities. Change is coming. We got changing of definitions. There's no longer the same definition for the word vaccine. There's no longer the same definition for the word woman. There's no longer the same definition for certain ethnicities. We got Latinx. We got Latino, we got Latina. Shoot, people don't like to hear the word Hispanic. Change is coming. We got prices on goods and services blowing out the roof. Change is coming. We got minimum age on marriage being wiped out in Tennessee. Y'all know about that bill? Change is coming. We got draconian mandates that's happening. We got cryptocurrencies. Change is definitely coming. Change is coming. Change is coming. Change is coming. People are so excited about the new world that we're about to enter, y'all. People are excited. They're excited. However, The writing on the wall appeared a long time ago, but some of us are now just noticing it. Some of us, we don't open up our eyes to see these things, and we act so surprised when things start to happen. Now, I'm not saying any of these things are right, are wrong, right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying change is coming. Are you guys prepared for what's next on the horizon? You got to understand that little by little, when change starts to come, things have to be able to be removed from the table in order to make change possible. Like, for example, the right to self-determination. Once upon a time, we were a nation that said that people have a right to choose. But now the right to self-determination is a threat. They remove that off the table. They got to remove anything that is a threat to the changes that are coming off the table. Protecting individual rights used to be a big thing. Now we're out here fighting to keep our some of us are sleeping. Some of us are sleeping, and some of us are fighting to keep our individual rights, something that's given to us by the Constitution. But a lot of things in the Constitution is being questioned and challenged. It's going to be changed. See, the new world calls for total government control. But when you say that to people, people don't want to believe those kind of things. They can't fathom those kind of things. And some people embrace it because they think that it's a good thing, because they say that the government is here to protect us. But what they don't realize, like I talked about in the previous parts of this, what they don't realize is that the ruling class is all a part of these changes. And they stay relevant because the ruling class have infiltrated our government. All right? Listen to what I'm saying, people. Just follow the bouncing ball. Has infiltrated our government. They got paid people on our government. Some of them are on the government. Some have got their kids on the government. Somebody is in some form of government for a reason, because they have to be able to make the changes that are coming. There's a new crisis coming. What is the new crisis that we've heard about in passing? I don't think many people are paying attention to it. I'm going to go over it, right, before I get into this Build Back Better plan, because this is all part of the language. This is all part of the language. But there's a new crisis that they're creating, and little by little, they're working themselves up to it. What is it? Somebody said food. I need somebody else to tell me what else is happening. Are you guys really paying attention to the laws that are being changed in your state as we speak? That's all part of a bigger plan here. I'm going to take you back to the 1970s and maybe even the 1960s. So I want some of y'all to see that how they know how to play on your emotions by making you afraid over and over and over again. But I'm going to be able to tell you guys something. Thank you for that donation. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna take you back to the 1970s. How many of you all heard about global cooling? How many of you guys heard about global cooling? Somebody said it. Oh, I got one person in the house. One person in the house is smart. Go on now. I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding. But go ahead now. Climate change. See, she been paying attention. She watching, y'all. She watching. How many of you all heard about global cooling? The global cooling. Right now, we're talking about global warming. Right? Right now, the language is global warming. But we had global cooling back in the 70s. Now, I want to be able to say this because I know that some people say things and everyone has their beliefs, right? So I'm not here to say somebody's belief is right, somebody's belief is wrong. I'm not here to say that. But what I am going to say is climate change has been a problem for decades, And climate change has been the talking point for decades in selling their platform and selling you to go to a specific political party for votes. Right? That has been happening. In the 70s, let me just bring you guys up to speed. In the 70s, there was a global cooling. Yes, the earth was cooling. And science is something, family, that works together. Oftentimes we have people that only focus on one part of the evidence, and they think that one part is the answer to what's happening on. But that's not how science works. Science is in multiple different parts, right? You have to have many different players, and you have to analyze all the information in order for you to make a good decision. So back then, with global cooling, the earth was at colder temperatures, and they were afraid that the new ice age was going to happen back into the 70s. The new ice age was coming along, and what they found out during that time was aerosols. They was using a lot of aerosols, and that was actually having a cooling effect on the earth's atmosphere. So they had to get rid of or lower the amount of aerosols that were being used in order for the earth to stop being too cold. Right? It had nothing to do with the sun, people. It had nothing to do with the sun. It had to do with human behaviors that was actually hurting the atmosphere, and it was causing the changes in the weather. But they ran on a big campaign about global cooling, and they had a lot of people scared that we were going to be frozen to death. Another ice age was coming. We were going to be frozen to death. You guys were going to die. And we didn't die. We didn't die. So they ran on some campaigns. They started to change the language. They amped up the fear. They got their votes. And they started making some changes. Which, fair enough, these things do exist. And the atmosphere changed over from aerosol, making the planet colder. And then it went over to carbon dioxide, making the planet warmer. And so now that we have global warming. So global warming is the next move of fear. We have to change it, because if we don't change it, y'all gonna die. People have been on the streets of almost every city broadcasting how we are going to die. We had a lot of prophets out there. We're going to die by 2020. We're going to die by 2019. We're going to die by 2000. We're going to die by 2030. We're going to die by 1999. We're going to die. We're going to die. We're going to die. Now, I don't know if we're going to die. I don't know if we're going to die. But I do know that we are contributing to the warming of the earth. I do know that, right? That's science. That's science 101, right? You don't need a genius to figure that one out, right? You study some things, you watch some things in the environment, you see how it acts on the environment, you see how it plays its role, but the environment changes all the time. The environment changes all the time. But we know that they're going to be pushing the new language, telling you all that you have to get on it, because you are going to die. We all going to die. We all going to die, because the global warming is causing disastrous weathers, just like global cooling did, right? And we all going to die. We all going to die. Y'all ready to die? Are y'all ready to die? So what's the change that's coming, y'all? What is the change that's coming? There's so many changes that's coming, and people are selling this. They're selling it faster than hotcakes. So I walked into the supermarket. I want to know if y'all ready for this, right? Somebody said they're ready to meet Jesus. People have been ready to meet Jesus for 1,000 years. Lady, you ain't going to meet no Jesus anytime soon. Sit down, keep on being ready. You're going to die without meeting him. My grandmama going to die without meeting. I'm going to die without meeting him. You going to keep on waiting. You can go on and keep on waiting, sweetie. Go on, keep on waiting, because that's another thing they're selling you. And you're going to keep on waiting for it too. You ain't meeting Jesus no time soon. Jesus has not come back for a very long time. But you know what? That's a whole nother conversation. I know a lot of your folks going to get mad, but that's okay. You can go ahead and get mad, because I understand how the human mind works. And I understand how people like fear, right? People like fear. Okay, whatever. But anyway, let's get back to the story, because I'm about to show you something. Let me bring up my page, because I'm going to show you all something. And I want to know how many of y'all realize this. So this is school. School is in. Let me tell y'all this because I want y'all to see. I want you to see what I see. Okay. So here on my screen, you see phase out of lightweight plastic bags in the United States. You see that? Plastic bags in the United States, phase out. It says there is no national plastic bag fee or ban currently in effect in the United States. However, the states of California, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, de facto, Maine, New York, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington, and the territories of America Samoa, Guam, Northern Mariana, U.S. Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico have banned disposable bags. Additionally, New Jersey, where's my Jersey folks at? New Jersey has passed a law banning disposable bags that is set to go in effect in 2022. Now, let me stop right there. I say this for a reason because I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. Let me tell you how I knew this was coming. Do y'all remember that CNN video that had went viral where that one lady was recording that man undercover? And he was telling all of us in the he didn't know he was talking to us because he had no idea he was being recorded. And on CNN, he was talking about the next big fear wave is coming. He said it was COVID. We're pushing just the deaths. They don't want us to push the survival rates. Y'all saw the new reports. I gave somebody in the chart. I gave somebody, not the chart, somebody in the chat on my previous video wanted to know where to get the link from. I got something to say to y'all family. I'm going to say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I know some of y'all are going to get offended anyway, because some of y'all get offended no matter what I say. And I don't care. That's your feelings to work out, not mine. But I'm going to say this to y'all family. I need you to stop doing stuff like that. Now, did I help the sister out? Yes, I'm a nice person. I help people out. But it don't mean I don't talk about you. I talk about you. I'm going to help you out, but I'm going to talk about you. Because what you did was foolish. So somebody came onto my feed, and they said, well, can anybody tell me where to get the link that she's talking about with these 11,000 pages? Now, I don't know if she sounded like that. I don't know if she sounded like that. I'm just picturing that in my head for effect. It sounds funnier to me. But she had all this sassiness going on. She wanted to know where can she get the 11,000 pages I'm talking about. The 11,000 pages. Because in the 11,000 pages from FDA and Pfizer, you know, they reported the success rate, the survival rate for COVID is 99.9% or 99.3% in some cases. All through the report. They knew it was a 99% survival rate. They knew that. They hit it for your asses because they were selling the fear. And so she came in and she wanted to know where to get the paper from. Sound like Norbit. Remember that movie Norbit? She didn't sound like that. I don't know how she sounded, but to me, I just imagine her sounding like Norbit. You know, they ain't talking all this stuff in the chat. So I kindly just went and I dropped the link. I ain't got to lie. See, I get upset with some of you all because just like I found those public documents, you can find those public documents. Why do you have to come into the chat and say, where can I get those 11,000 pages she's talking about? She was talking about these pages. I want to see what she's talking about. You can see what I'm talking about by simply doing slight research. Didn't I say to you in the previous series, everything's at the fingertips? So what's stopping you all from doing it? What's stopping you all from doing it? I'll tell you what's stopping you all from doing it. Because you don't want to hear the truth. You want to find a way to try to tell me that I'm lying. You want to find a way to try to discredit me as opposed to doing your own research. You want me to give you the information because you don't want to do it yourself. And even with this, I'm telling you what's about to happen. And you're still not going to believe me. So let's go back to that CNN video. Because I'm bringing this video up. I'm bringing that thing that happened up in the chat because I want you to be able to look for the video yourself. Don't be like, what CNN video she talking about? Can you drop the video link in the chat so I can see what video you talking about? You can research it. Do you all remember that CNN video when that guy was being recorded and he said that COVID was about to die down? The conversations about COVID was about to die down. And he said the next big thing was going to be climate change. The next big thing was going to be climate change. So as I was driving in my car, I already keep bags in my car to go shopping anyway, because I made a promise to my daughter when she was in high school. And that's how they get you. They get you through your kids. They program your kids' minds. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It is a good thing to reduce our carbon dioxide print so we can stop the earth from heating itself up and causing crazy things. It is a good thing to do that, without a doubt. Yes, I do believe that absolutely is a good thing. But am I one person going to change it? No, I'm not one person that's going to change it, right? But I do it because I promised my daughter, right? And I try to be a woman of integrity. She wanted me to practice not using these plastic bags for so many reasons. That's how they educate. They get the kids, they train them, and they come home and they tell us. So I said, you know what, sweetie? I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to do it for you. So we stopped collecting plastic bags and we just started collecting reusable bags. So now every time I go shopping, they're in the trunk of my car. I get my bags out, I'll go in and I use it. So I guess I was already ahead of the change that's coming. But this change is all part of the Build Back Better plan. I want y'all to know that. I want y'all to know. Y'all got to be paying attention to the changes that's coming. So y'all going to go into stores and ain't gonna be no bags for you. And you're gonna have to use your reusable bags. See, in some communities, it doesn't matter. Because some communities are ready for it. It's not a bad thing, right? That's what they tell us. It's not a bad thing. You're addressing the climate situation. It's not a bad thing. It's going to reduce the carbon dioxide levels. Not a bad thing. But here's the thing, y'all. Here's what I want y'all to pay attention to. When we go over this Build Back Better plan, you're going to see that these are the people that create the problem. And I said it the other day. They create the problem, and then they give you the solution. They create the problem, and then they give you the solution. I got a sidebar. Hold on. Sidebar. I don't want y'all to be so sour. So I know some of y'all are going to be super sour. Y'all going to be mad, because some people just like to be mad. Y'all like to be mad about anything. Y'all ain't going to do nothing about it. You're just going to get mad. You're like, oh, the doc said this. But I want y'all to hear the doc's going to say this too. Y'all better be prepared for some jobs that's going to come. Some jobs are going to come. Some jobs are going to come. They're going to need scientists, because they're about to change everything, y'all. They're going to need electricians. So if y'all have not been finishing your electricity or your electrician work and get your certifications, your licenses or whatever, do what you need to do. If your sons or daughters don't want to go to college, make sure they get a trade like electrician, because what they're about to do, they're going to create some jobs. They're going to create some jobs. Hopefully you can get in. I don't know if you're going to be able to get, because some of these jobs is like the mob. They unionize, and some of the unions, even though it's 2022, people don't want to believe this. Some of y'all ain't getting into the unions. Some of them still got some old practices, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about, family. Some of y'all ain't getting into the unions. But there's going to be some jobs. There's going to be some jobs. There's going to be some construction worker jobs. Because if you read that Build Back Better plan, you know what they're about to start building. They're going to need some workers. So y'all better get some construction things going on. Oh, they're going to need engineers. My son is in school for engineering, right? Because I saw this a long time ago. We're going to have this conversation again. I already told y'all. How I showed you. Y'all was a part of my conversation when my daughter was transitioning from high school into college. So y'all already know my mindset. Y'all already know how I get down. If y'all been with me on Facebook for a while, y'all seen it revealed right in front of your lives when I used to let y'all into my personal lives of my kids. Y'all seen it revealed right there. They're looking for engineers. They're looking for welders. See, if you're not paying attention, you're going to be left behind, family. Community, you hear me? If you're not paying attention, you're going to be left behind, and you're going to be one of the people still complaining that there's no jobs for you. They're building up all these different things. They're going to need some property managers. They're going to need some property managers. See, you got to understand what's about to happen. They're about to create the next crisis because there's going to be some major changes that's going to come. It's going to be a lot of companies, even though they tell you that they're going to be taxing the corporations. Like, no, they're not. Y'all keep believing these things. We're going to talk about the Build Back Better plan. I'm getting there. I know y'all believe these things. Every damn president says something, especially the Democratic presidents. No shade to the Democrats, no shade, because I'm not neither. I'm not a Republican nor a Democrat, but no shade to the Democrats. No shade. But you already know y'all sell on people's emotions all the time, and y'all just be believing it. The reason why I know there's going to be some real serious changes coming, the reason why I know climate change is going to be the next emergency, because it already happened. They did it in the 70s and it worked. And they're about to do it again. History repeats itself. It's about to happen again. We have seen some very interesting natural disasters. We have seen natural disasters causing massive damage. I went to go visit St. Martin's before COVID hit. And remember the hurricane that wiped out wiped it out, baby, wiped it out. So that's part of the Build Back Better. It's going to happen there, right? Sandy Hook in New Jersey, totally rebuilt it. And there was so many incentives to build certain type of housing. So many people have solar panels on their roof. Oh, y'all don't see what's coming down the pipeline. Y'all don't see what's coming. I see it. I see it clear as day. They build it back better, right? Fancy. Not only did they build it back better, but it came with a nice price tag, family. You go to Sandy Hook in New Jersey now, what you used to pay $10 for, you're going to pay $20. They build it back better, all right? And they build back that dollar too. They build it back better. But for some reason, we think everything is going to go backwards. What about New Orleans? They blamed it on the levees. Destroyed your New Orleans. And they building back better. But who's getting those houses? Who's getting those houses? Land is being bought up. Houses destroyed. Lands are being bought up by corporations. And they building back better. They building back better. Puerto Rico, when Puerto Rico got hit, they was left without electricity for a long time, baby. And guess what? They building that back better. They building that back better. Who's going to benefit from it? Who's going to benefit? Who's going to own those houses they building back better? I seen a tornado in September 2021. Y'all know where I live at, right? Y'all know what state I'm in. Y'all know where I'm from, but you know what state I live in, right? I live in New Jersey. I seen a tornado on the New Jersey Turnpike in 2021. And when I was telling people this, they didn't believe me. They said, tornado, Shonna, New Jersey. I said, Google it. I'm sure somebody caught it. Google it. There was a tornado. Google it. And they Googled it because no one wants to believe me. And clear as day, a tornado is ripping right through New Jersey Turnpike, right across the turnpike, tearing shit up. But do these things cause you guys to do your research? Do these things cause you to go online and start researching climate change, researching global warming, research what is going to happen? What is the government doing about this? Does it not go on to have you guys to see what's happening? Because if you go on and you see what is happening, you see that is another opportunity for them to stick to people. I know people don't like to hear that. People don't like to hear that. But it is. It's a great strategy. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I think that climate change that's happening is not real. It's real. It's real. It has nothing to do with the sun. Has nothing to do with sun. It has to do with how we're treating our planet. So that's real. That's definitely real. I mean, people out here saying that that's not real. You don't need the government to tell you that that's real, right? If you do some research and you follow the science journals and you read these things, you understand that it's real. But don't think for 1 second that is not an opportunity for power and control. The people that cause the problem will always sell you the solution. And let me tell you why you all should care. Because, this is what I think about from a lot of people in my community. They would say, well, why do I care about this? What does it matter? Why are we talking about this? We should be talking about the cop that killed Ray down the block. You're right. We should be talking about that too. And there are people in our community that's going to talk about that, that's going to cover that. But are there enough people that's educating you what's going to happen? Because let me tell you something. If you're part of the most vulnerable populations, you're going to be the hardest hit. And I just want y'all to be prepared. Because there's going to be some things you ain't going to be able to change. You ain't going to be able to stop what's about to happen. But you can get prepared for what's about to happen. Let me ask y'all something. How many of y'all either yourselves have had cancer or know of somebody personally that has had cancer? Put it in the chat. You could say know somebody or I had cancer. Asking y'all a question. Because I want y'all to really think about why this matters to you. Because I know some of y'all saying it don't matter. It doesn't matter. Why are we worried about that stuff? You should. Because our community gets hit the hardest. Our community gets hit the hardest. Somebody said both parents, my mother, I know somebody. I had cancer. Sorry for you with that. I'm glad you're a survivor. I stopped eating meat. Okay, that's too much. I know somebody. Everybody knows somebody. I know somebody. All right, I know somebody. I actually have it now. Tiffany, I'm sorry for that. But you stay strong, fight it. My mother, I know somebody. Everyone knows somebody. The same people that's answering me as to whether you know somebody or if you had cancer, how many of you all, and tell the truth, don't be on here lying now, because I'm trying to show you something. How many of you all actually check the air quality in your community? How many of you all actually check the air quality in your community? If you don't know how, just say, I don't know how. Because I'll show you right now. This stuff all matters. How many of you all actually check the air quality in your community? Somebody says no. Somebody says I do. Somebody says never. Somebody says yes. Somebody said I don't know how. Somebody said, the same person said yes, I check every day. Not me, but I will start. Somebody else said have not. Someone said how. How? I'm going to show you how. It's really simple, people. It's really simple. Just go to Google. You see how simple it is? See, this is what I'm saying. It's okay. Sometimes people don't know. And that's okay. Because once I tell you, I'm going to be nice when I tell you. But if I got to tell you again, right? I ain't going to be nice. Just go ahead and Google air quality index and put your location. Air quality index and put your location. I just did mine. Let me share my screen with y'all because I want y'all to see this. Because I'm going to show y'all something. You know, we in class, y'all. Y'all just gotta be patient and bear with me. We're in class, but I'm going to show you something. Air quality index. This is my town. You see that? Good. The air quality is good. You see the green light? Air quality is satisfactory and air pollution poses little to no risk to where I live at. Now let me do air quality Bronx. Because y'all know I'm from the Bronx. Let's see how that's looking, y'all. The Bronx is looking good today. Right? The Bronx is not always looking good. Sometimes the air quality is trash in the Bronx. But today is looking good. You just got to go to your area. Go to your area. Let's do Brooklyn, right? Hopefully Brooklyn is good. Good. Brooklyn is good. You want to know your air quality. You want to know what's going on in your town. Somebody said Miami is fair. Okay, who else? Who else did that? Okay. Somebody said, I just learned about this. I'm glad I'm able to teach you something. Right? I'm glad that somebody said theirs is moderate. Mariah, where do you live at? Where do you live at? Somebody said mine is good. Where do you live at? Why does that matter? Let me tell you something. Typically speaking, when you are in urban communities, when you are in poor, Alice, where you live at? Alice Hardy Johnson, where you live at? You said yours is poor. Where you live at? Shua, you should not be asking me, what about Concord, North Carolina? I just showed you how to do it. I just showed you how to do it. You should not be on here asking something. Okay, Alice, you're in Augusta, Georgia, and you said yours is poor. Okay. I want you to pay attention to your air quality. Check those things, right? You got to pay attention to these things. You got to check this thing. You got to understand that climate change is about to be your next crisis. They're going to tell you some things. Listen to me, family. They're going to tell you some things. And they're going to be having you know that you're going to be in a lot of trouble if we don't do something to save the environment. They do this every damn decade. Every decade they scare people. They tell you that if you don't change it, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be dead in 10 years. Every decade you're going to have somebody on the street corner telling you you're going to die. Jesus is coming tomorrow. You're going to be dead tonight. Every year that happens, we all still here. And I'm not trying to say anything bad, but we are still here. But I want you to know that when they start this fear, when they start to get this information out there, it's because they're about to make some changes that y'all not prepared for. They're about to make some changes that's going to really hurt your pocket. Because at the end of the day, and correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, most changes that occur, it hurts who? Who are the people that get hurt constantly? Who are the people who gets hurt constantly? Yes, Lee. Lee knows where I'm about to go with this. Thank you, Lee. You know where I'm about to go with this. You know where I'm about to go with this. Because I want you to see what's about to start happening. But some people are going to be the victims of it all. Because there's a cost to pay for everything. You better understand me, family. There's a cost to pay for everything. And there is always a profit to be made. And there will always be casualties. There will always be casualties. Somebody's got to lose in order for others to win. Somebody's got to lose. So what's in Biden's Build Back Better plan? Let's go over this real quick and we're going to leave, right? Poor people are always going to get hit first. And the most casualties will come from poor people. And in the poor category, if you know there's a certain population that is the poorest out of everybody else, we already know who's going to get it the worst. Yes, poor people, Black people, Hispanics, we are all going to get it worse. And we're not going to be prepared for it. We're not going to be prepared for what is in his plan. Because I know a lot of people like the Build Back Better because the way it sounds. You know, they always give some language. Build back better, forward, progressive. And y'all get excited about these kind of things, but y'all don't even know what exactly that means. This is just a continuation of Obama's Build Back Better. This is just a continuation. That's why it was so important for them to get it. But this is not their language. If you go ahead and you start Googling information on the Build Back Better, you will see that information on the Build Back Better is coming from a lot of talking points that was said in the World Economic Forum. That included a lot of people from the ruling class. So what's happening? So first of all, I want y'all to know that the Build Back Better claims that they're going to be saving the middle class. The Build Back Better claims that they're going to be saving the middle class. Don't they say this all the time? Aren't they always going to save the middle class? Doesn't everybody run on that platform that they're going to save the middle class? From what? What are you going to save us from? What are you going to save us from? You're not going to save our money from shrinking, because our money is shrinking like everybody else. Let's go over the Build Back Better plan. I want to show y'all this, because I don't want y'all to just take it from me. I want y'all to see it for yourself. I want y'all to see it for yourself. Don't even take it from me. We're going to go back over this Build Back Better plan. All right? Because I want y'all to see this. This is the Build Back Better plan. See, I want y'all to start right here, because I think this right here, this story captures greatly what the Build Back Better plan. Let me go back to the Build Back Better plan, the beginning of the thing. How can I get to the beginning of this? Let me get to the beginning of this. Y'all got to read this, because I need y'all to really hear this, family, because they know how to sell what they're about to start. And they sell it nice. So when you go on to their website, I know somebody's going to ask me, well, how do I get that? How do I get that, Doc? How do I get that? I don't know. Bless your heart. I'm just not in the mood today. But since I know some people are going to ask me, how do I get that, Doc? I'm just going to tell you anyway. Just go to whitehouse.gov, Build Back Better. Just put back Build Back Better. Or you can Google Build Back Better Plan White House. And it's going to come up. It's going to come up. I don't want to hear this in my email. Don't do it to yourself, because I'm not in the mood tonight. I'm not in the mood. So let's follow the story. Linda is a working mother in Peoria, Illinois. She works for a local manufacturing facility as a production worker and earns $40,000 per year. She is pregnant with her son, Leo. Once Leo is born, Linda begins receiving child tax credits of $300 per month. That's $3,600 annually to help cover essential costs like groceries, rent, and medicine. Let me stop sharing for just a second, because I want to come back to y'all, family. Just a second. We'll go back to the story. I promise we will. Let me ask y'all something. What do y'all see already? What do y'all see already with that story? I only read to y'all 2 pages, but what do you see already? Right? How many of y'all got that $300 a month, or maybe it was $500 in some cases? If you had X amount of kids, you was getting $500 a month for X amount of time. Then they stopped it, and then at the end of the year, you got your it wasn't a 1099. What kind of form was that? But it was one of those government forms, and they let you know how much money you receive in your child tax credit. Remember that? They testing y'all. This is a pilot, y'all. They testing it because they're about to roll out something. Because anytime they want to hush you up about something, they always going to give you some money. And you see how they targeted Linda. Linda is a single mom. They didn't have to say it. Y'all. They didn't have to say it. Linda about to have a child. Listen to the language, y'all, because they're talking to a certain kind of people, because they're about to get a certain kind of people under control, okay? They're about to get a certain kind of people under control. They always going to tell you who they targeting. This is just one of it. But just listen to what I'm trying to say, y'all. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? Come on, because we're going to go through this. Let me finish going, because just pay attention to the story. I'm going to need y'all to open up your minds, because they're telling you what they're going to do. They're also telling you what they already started doing. A lot of you already started getting that money in the mail, and you need to understand why. I need y'all to ask more questions. That's what I need, right? So once Leo is born, Linda begins receiving child tax credits of $300 a month, $3,600 annually, to help cover essential costs like groceries, rent, and medicine. Now, how is $300 a month going to help cover groceries, rent, and medicine. Do they not really tell the truth of what's happening to groceries, rent, and medicine? But this is going to help her cover it. Let's finish reading. As Leo grows up, the government helps cover the cost for his daycare, guaranteeing that Linda doesn't need to pay more than 7% of her income on childcare. Let me read that again. As Leo grows up, the government helps to cover the cost for his daycare, guaranteeing that Linda doesn't need to pay more than 7% of her income on childcare. Who gets this? Who gets this income credit or this childcare assistance? Who gets it? Who's getting it? Let's keep going. When Leo turns 3, he attends a high quality, lies, ain't nothing high quality when the government is involved, lies, but he attends a high quality pre-K program for free. Y'all should already be scratching your heads. Now, I know in a lot of areas, in a lot of communities, there's free programs, but they're in certain communities. Correct? Am I wrong? It's in certain communities. What communities are those? When Leo leaves high school, he is able to enroll in a community college thanks to extended Pell Grants and investments in community colleges. He ain't going for free. They don't tell you about the student loans. They don't tell you that the Pell Grants do not cover everything. They don't tell you that he's going to have to take out some loans, right? And he's going to be in debt. And there's nothing talking about debt forgiveness when it comes to your student loan. Okay? Let's keep going. Thanks to his community college training, Leo lands a good paying union job as a wind turbine technician. You see those windmills? You know what's about to come, right? They're already here. Oh, you're about to see a massive takeover. Leo's job is one of 4 million new jobs a year that are supported by President Biden's economic plan. Later in life, Linda needs home care and hearing care. Thanks to President Biden's plan, Linda can access affordable hearing care through Medicare, and Leo is able to afford at-home elder care for his mom. Just keep their asses poor. We're going to keep them poor. They're never going to grow out of it because they are so dependent on their wonderful government. The government is going to help them. They're going to have their little union job. She's still going to need services. She's going to need services all her life. She is not going to build. She's not going to come out of it. Leo ain't going to do nothing special. Leo's going to go to that free pre-K school. He's going to go to community college, and he's going to work for contracted businesses that are contracted with the government to build these windmill turbines all over the place. They're going to take up land from people. Birds are going to be killed going through the windmill. They're going to die. The animals are going to be displaced and wind up dead because they're going to build these windmills all over the place. But this is great. This is great. Some of y'all are so excited about it. Some of y'all are so excited about it. She's going to get her $300 a month, y'all. $300 a month. She's going to get it. And she's going to take care of rent. With $300 a month, y'all believe that? Y'all believe that she's going to take care of rent? Let's see what else is in. Yeah, government is dead. Let's see what else is in the Build Back Better plan. So people are excited about this story. The most transformative investment in children and caregiving in generations. You know, we all had universal child care and Head Start in some communities for a very long time because it has been said, the trick bag that they sell y'all. And I know y'all get excited about these kind of things, but the only thing I want y'all to do is to start thinking critically and analytically, right? Analytical. That's all I want y'all to do. They've been selling this universal Head Start program for a long time. There's Head Start programs in many people's communities. They say that when your child goes to Head Start or child care early on, and this is not a lie, the research does support it, but does the research study certain communities? Because what they're saying is if your child goes to Head Start or have quality pre-K services or daycare services, they're more likely to be at their grade level when they get into kindergarten, and they're more likely to graduate from high school. You know they had this program for a long time, right, y'all? Y'all know they had this program for a long time, y'all. What's the dropout rate in the urban communities? What is the dropout rate in the urban communities? And how many of them kids went to the Head Start program? How many of those kids went to the preschool? How many of those kids, their parents had 4-H or other type of child care services? How many of those kids grew up with subsidies? Because they tell you by giving you all this stuff, you're going to have a better life. You are going to be above the poverty line. What is the poverty line, family? What is the government poverty line? What is the poverty index? Huh? What are those national numbers for poverty? Let's see if it has changed. Let's see if the poverty rate has changed. Let me look this up for y'all, okay? So I know somebody's going to say, but how do you do that, Dr. Shonna? I don't know how to check that. I don't know how to check that, Dr. Shonna. Just like I Google it, you can Google it. I don't know how to check the income and the poverty levels. You get it every year in your son's book bag or your daughter's book bag. When it's time for them, if they go to a public school and it's time for them to fill out that lunch form, they tell you what the poverty line is, right? They tell you if you make X amount of money, what you're not going to get. Who's going to get the free lunch? Who's not going to get the free lunch? Right? So in 2020, the median household income was $67,521. In 2020, y'all heard me, y'all? Remember what I said the other day when I was telling you, if you make less than 75,000, you in trouble. That ain't nothing. That's pennies. Didn't I tell you that? Right? Remember I told you all of that? Some people got in their feelings and they got hurt. Yes? I'm trying to get the regular numbers. All these are stats, and I know how to read these stats, but it ain't going to help y'all. So I'm just trying to give y'all something real simple that I can look at. Let me go back and Google it again. Federal poverty level. I don't want New Jersey. I want the... Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go, family. Here we go, family. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all be getting your feelings. Y'all be getting hurt. Y'all be in your bag. Let's look at these federal poverty levels here. Because I don't want y'all to keep getting offended. Y'all got to get out of that. One person household, y'all. Y'all see this family right here, right here. This is what I'm reading, y'all. Right here, poverty guidelines. See that? One person household family. If you make $12,760, you are considered poor. If there are two people in your household and you make $17,240, you are considered poor. If you are a 3-family household and you make $21,720, you are considered poor. If you are in a 4-family household and you made $26,200, you are considered poor. I don't think I need to go on and on with this. The median, I just showed y'all what the median is. The median is $67,000. Income levels, right? Y'all see this here? Middle income, $52,200 to the higher end is $156,600. So you know when you are married and they have you at $150,000 and up, I mean, I'm trying to tell you, anything more than $157,000, woo woo, you consider upper income. Low income is anything less than $52,000. Are y'all shocked yet? Are y'all shocked yet? Devastating for you. Said, damn, some folks poor and never even knew it until now. Somebody else said, I thought everybody was making six figures. I hope that's a joke. Somebody said, that's gross income too. So when they was talking about Leo's mama, who were they talking about? Who, when they said that $300 was helping her to pay rent, who, what's the population of people they talking about? Who is this Build Back Better plan designed for? They using middle income people all the time. You right about that, VL Jones. The more you make, the more that you right about that. Who's really gonna get hit hard? Somebody said, if you think you poor, you poor. That's what somebody else said here. If you think you poor, you poor. You may not think you poor. Listen, when I was growing up to a mama who was on welfare, I never knew I was poor. Not until I got to college. When I got to college, I was like, oh shit, I'm poor. When I got to college, so you're right. When you think you're poor, but if you ain't got no money, you ain't got no money. I don't care what you think. You can think all you want. If you ain't got no money, you ain't got no money. But that's okay, because this Build Back Better plan is for you. Because the Build Back Better plan ain't going to help you if you ain't in that line. The Build Back Better plan ain't going to help you if you don't have the money. I mean, if you have the money, they're going to take your money. But no one believes that. Nobody believes that. Let's go back to this Build Back Better plan. Because I got to finish this. And I'm out of here. We're almost done, y'all. So I want y'all to be able to read this on your own. I'm not going to read all of this. I'm just going to show y'all. Right? So you already know that. What did I say about the climate change? Number one was the kids, right? The transformative investment in children and caregiving in generations. Delivers affordable, high-quality care for older Americans, make largest investment in child care in the nation's history, offers universal and free preschool for all 3 and 4-year-olds, provides 39 million households up to $3,600 a year or $300 a month. That is their biggest plan ever. And that $300 a month is going to help you with your rent. What a joke. And then what's second? The largest effort to combat climate change in America. This is where I want y'all to focus on. This is where I want y'all to focus, because we already know that undercover video in CNN, that guy said the next thing they're going to start pushing is climate change. Y'all watch. Watch, it's coming. It says the first thing they're going to do is delivers substantial consumer rebates and tax credits to reduce costs for middle-class families shifting to clean energy and electrification. Rebates and tax credits. So who in that middle-class family are they talking about? In order for you to get those taxes and those rebates for shifting to solar energy, because that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying, to shifting to solar energy. What do you have to have in order for you to shift to solar energy, people? Thank you, Chelsea. I wish I was able to hand out stickers. Thank you, Chelsea. Homeowners. And if you're getting a rebate, that means what? If you're getting a rebate, that means what? You got to front the money. You got to front the money. Somebody said they taught us poor was a state of mind. Shaking my head. You need money for solar. You need money for solar. You need money up front for solar. A rebate means a reimbursement. Who's going to suffer? Who's going to suffer, family? Who are they talking about? But y'all running on this. Y'all like this shit. Y'all like this. I don't know what you talk about. Biden going to help us. He going to save the world. He going to save the world. What's the other thing you're going to get rebate for? Somebody said it because it said electrification. What do you think they talking about when they talk about electrification? Where's the person that said? I saw somebody say it. And electric cars. Who's going to get electric cars? In order for you to have an electric car, you got to have access to electric stations, especially if you live in a what? If you live in a what? If you live in a what? So all of you guys in Brooklyn, New York, Bronx, New York, LA, you gonna have electric cars? I know some of y'all ignorant asses gonna have some Teslas with no place to charge it. Right? So who going to get these electric cars? Who are they talking about? And where you going to get the money at for these electric cars? Have you seen these electric cars? Where you going to get the money at for they ain't talking about you. They not talking about Leo and his mama. They ain't talking about Leo and his mama. They are not talking about Leo and his mama. They are talking to homeowners. They are talking to people who got the credit to be able to get these solar panels on their roof. They're talking to the people who got the credit to get these electric cars. They're going to get the rebates. Is this plan really for everybody? $40,000 for a small ass clown car. That's what Airbus pilot said. Somebody said build better consumer slaves. I'm just trying to tell y'all, how many of y'all have gone to the website and looked at this Build Back Better plan? How many of y'all are analyzing this kind of stuff? Like, y'all just get so excited for this man's speeches. Y'all just get so excited for his VP. How many of y'all going in and reading this stuff and asking the right questions? He also said ensures clean energy technology from wind turbine blades to solar panels to electric cars will be built in the United States with American-made steel and other materials, creating hundreds of thousands of good jobs here at home. Who gonna get those jobs? Family, who gonna get those jobs? Y'all excited. Y'all vote your souls right into hell. I know y'all don't like what it says. I know some of y'all don't like this. It's okay. It also says advances environmental justice through a new clean energy and sustainability accelerator that will invest in projects around the country while delivering 40% of the benefits of investment to disadvantaged communities as part of President Justice 40 initiative. Really? Really? Sounds good, right? Bolsters resilience in natural solutions to climate change through historic investments in coastal restoration, forest management, and soil conservation. It sounds nice. So it's going to be a lot of businesses that's going to be getting their tax credits. There's a lot of businesses that's going to be getting some incentives in order to make this happen, and they're going to push forward this, and they're going to be building and building and building and building. And who's going to be getting the money? Who's going to be getting the money? Who's going to be getting these jobs? Everyone claims that the rich is going to pay more. This bill will be paid by the rich. They've been saying this for a long time. Almost everybody says that the rich is going to get taxed more. They still have the same conversation. How many times they're going to cry wolf and y'all going to believe them? So when who are they talking about? The rich they're going to have to pay more in taxes. But who are they going to depend on to build all these things? The rich, right? Because that's who owns all these major corporations and building companies, the rich. The wealthy, not even rich, the wealthy. They own all these buildings and training corporations and all these things. So they're going to get tax credits for building these things. They're going to get incentives for building these things. They're not going to get taxed. Like Trina said, they are the rich, so they telling a lie. They ain't paying for not a damn thing. Affordable daycare is a constant theme that they sell. And it's a way for them to garner votes. And they always tell you who's going to get these affordable daycares. But I just showed you guys the federal poverty levels. And if anybody has ever tried to put their children in Head Start and they go there and you say, I would like to get my child in this program, and you have to fill out the paper and they ask you how much money you make, and they follow the poverty index. They follow the federal poverty level index. And if you don't make that $12,000 that they're talking about, your kid can't go. You're going to still have to pay for daycare. You're still going to have to go to a private daycare and pay $2,600 a month, $1,300 a month, $1,800 a month. In some areas, $4,000 a month for your child to be in daycare. You're still going to have to pay that stuff anyway. Right? Because if you making $62,000, I showed you what they said. If you making $62,000, you consider middle income. And middle income, they don't get help. They don't get no services. So we out here really thinking something big is going. No, ain't going on for you. And if you make $1 above the poverty line, you ain't getting no help either. Because you consider the working poor. You make 50 cents above, 15 cents above the poverty line. Your child ain't getting no child care services, but that's the theme that they run on. You hungry, you starving, the food prices are going up. You're going to go to the county to see if you can get yourself some welfare, some food stamps, just to help you make ends meet because you can't afford these prices. And because you are 35 cents above the poverty line, you ain't going to get no food stamps. Ain't no help for you. Ain't no help for you. You ain't getting nothing, baby. You better go work 2 or 3 jobs. Ain't nothing for you. This plan ain't for you, but you guys are so excited about it. He's doing a great thing. He's doing a great, Hercules. He's doing a great thing. He's doing a great thing for y'all. Everyone is going to combat climate change. They've been talking about climate change for 40-something years. Everybody's going to combat climate change because everybody's killing the world, and we all going to die in 10 years. We all going to die. Every year they're going to tell me we're going to die in 10 years. We'd be surprised we make it to 2020. We make it to 2020. We'd be surprised we make it to 2030. We make it to 2030, and y'all all be scared. Here's what I need y'all to know, family. Here's what I need y'all to know, family. Somebody's going to ask, well, okay, so what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? That's what everyone else, oh, what do you want us? I'm giving you the information and you say, what do you want us to do? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to learn how to start thinking critically. There's some things that you're not going to be able to change. The plan is already in action. The poverty level is not going to increase. They're not going to put you at $30,000. And you know, if you're only making $30,000, you know you cannot afford to live. You and I know real people. See, the rich that come with these things, they don't understand that. But the real people, we know you cannot live off of $30,000 a year. We also know that the food cost is going to rip through your $30,000 a year like this. And you're not going to get assistance. You're not going to get assistance because assistance is not built for you. You know they follow the federal poverty line. I've already showed you that's not built for you. You ain't going to get no food stamps. You ain't going to get no food. You're not going to get food pantry. You ain't going to get nothing. Nothing's going to help you. We already know that because it's America's needy. We already know that. Your $30,000 ain't going to pay for your rent. And you better know that even if you are in a rental property and your landlord benefits from the tax rebate and your landlord changes that property to be solar energy, not only will your landlord get the rebate from the government, but your rent is going to go up. You think it's not, but your rent is going to go up. Everybody's going to benefit. I told you, there's always going to be winners. There's always going to be losers. There's always going to be casualties. Once change gets going, change continues to go. It's not going to reset itself. Some of y'all are waiting for a reset, meaning going back to the old price. No, you're not going to the old price. That is not what's meant by the reset. That is not what's meant by the resets. We are going to be in a lot of trouble. And some of us are already in trouble. Some of us will become slaves to debt because we're going to be taking out personal loans. We're going to be using credit cards because we're not listening to what I'm telling you, and we're not getting strategic, and we're not taking advantage of the changes that's going to come. I need y'all to start to think critically. I need you guys to start to analyze this plan and then ask yourself that what do you need to do to get prepared for what's coming? What do you need to start doing? You understand what I'm saying, family? What do you need to start doing? Because the government is not going to save you. Dr. Shonna is not going to save you. All the other beautiful voices that talk to you all every day to wake you up, we're not going to save you. You are going to save you. Oh, yes. Okay, Kaya. Kaya said first it was raising the minimum wage. Why do you think they did that? Why do you think they did that? You think they really cared about you and not being able to have an opportunity to make a livable wage? Do you really think they raised that minimum wage because they was really caring about you? It's a strategy, baby. It's a strategy. What is $15 an hour going to get you? The only thing that's going to do is put small businesses out of business. It ain't going to get you more jobs. Because when they raise taxes, the rich is going to get out of it. Guess who's going to get hit? People like me. When the minimum wage got raised, if you weren't a licensed professional in my business, I had to cut you. It sounds cruel, but I got to survive too. I got to live too. It's not personal, it's business. You don't think that was a strategy? That is a strategy. There are a lot of small businesses that cannot afford the proper amount of staff because they cannot afford not only that minimum wage, but the taxes that go on that minimum. You know, not only do you pay taxes out of your check, but as an employer, we pay taxes for you too. Who do you think is really getting hit? Why do you think so many of us are angry about this kind of stuff? See, what you don't know is what you don't know. But now that you know, you got to understand, it is about to get real in the field. It's about to get real, baby. It's real for some people already. But it's about to get real, real. You know how we do in our community. We put the double on it when it gets serious, right? It's about to get real, real. It's about to get bad, bad. You know what I mean? It's about to get bad, bad. They can't afford to have too many of y'all $15 an hour wages on. Can't afford to do no nonsense like that. There you go. Wait. Diana, come on, Diana. Where you at, Diana? There you go. They raised the minimum wage and created an environment of inflation on housing and food. This is to give you a little psychological cushion. It's a psychological cushion. So you could be like, at least I'm getting paid more now. While gas creep up, while food creep up, while rent creep up, while clothing creep up. And everybody who's thinking ahead is already on it. They so on it, they know who to get to spend extra money. You got people in stores in the mall. And I know some of y'all do this right here. I'm going to show you what you need to do when I say think critically. I'm gonna show you right there, and then I'm getting out of here. I'm late. I'm over too much. But I'm gonna show you what happens. You go into the malls, to some of them stores. I don't know what they call because I don't go into those stores. And they wrap the sneakers in saran wrap, and they put it on the shelf, and they sell them for $250 and up. Who got that money? Y'all do. Not me. Y'all do. Y'all got that money. They wrap it in saran wrap and they make it look exclusive and really pretty. And you know how they do it? Because people are smart. When I tell y'all to think critically, I'm trying to tell y'all something for a reason. Because this is what they do. They save their money. Regular folk, right? That has a business strategy, a business plan. And as a sneaker drop, they buy them all out. Somebody said, what malls? All malls. You go into any major mall, you could. Y'all better tell Sonia. Sonia is my little sister here. I don't know Sonia personally. I don't know if she's my little sister, but Sonia has been with me for a while. Somebody help her out. Help out our sister. She said, what mall? Sonia, when was the last time you've been in a mall? The malls that have like the retro sneakers. Aha, Malik Adams said it. I know, Malik, now this isn't nice, Malik. This isn't nice. But I'm going to say what Malik said, because, you know, ain't my words, it's Malik words. I'm such a troublemaker. Malik said the Chinese kids. They do. They do. But I ain't mad at them. You shouldn't be mad at them either. You better get your game up. Y'all better all pull together and get your game up. Because what they're doing is, when those sneakers drop, they're buying them, or they pour their money together, they buy them all up, they saran wrapping them bad boys, put them on the shelf, and they up in the price because they're preparing for inflation. They're preparing for inflation, and they're preparing to get their money, and they're preparing to get their money fast. And so many of us are sitting back, and we're crying, and we're complaining, and we don't know what to do. But everybody else see what to do. Here's this thing right here. Carla said, Black folks keep living in a materialistic world that most can't afford. People must assess what their worth is as a person and not be defined by things. You missed the point, Carla. And let me tell you why you missed the point. There are always going to be people, not just Black people. Carla, have you ever lived in the Asian community? Have you ever lived in the Asian community? Some Asian women be the baddest dressers. Let me tell you something. When I tell you they be the baddest dressers, some Asian women be dipped for the gods, baby. Dipped for the gods. So a lot of people are materialistic and a lot of people buy. But what I'm trying to say, Carla, is this is not an opportunity for you to buy. This is the opportunity for you to sell to the people who want to buy. That's what I'm saying, Carla. It's an opportunity for you to sell to the people who want to buy. There will always be buyers. There will always be buyers. But if you don't start to shift your mindset to see opportunity, you're always going to be behind. You're always going to be behind. So when I tell you that they're going in the stores and they're buying up these sneakers, thank you for that, caller. I'm telling you, they're buying up their sneakers. They're not looking at it because they're like, oh, we're materialistic. They're saying there's always going to be a joker that's going to buy. And I'm going to get that joker's money. Because this is a dog-eat-dog world. And some of y'all still think we back in Africa, back in the 16th century. No, we're not. No, we're not. We are in America. And America is a dog-eat-dog world. Dog-eat-dog world. The reason why Biden's Build Back Better plan looks so excited for the old ass people in our community that keep selling this Democrat nonsense because they don't want y'all to think either, because they benefit on your foolishness as well. You think these jokers ain't getting paid? These jokers are getting paid to convince you to give them your vote. And then they sell you a lot of fluff and the Build Back Better plan. Jazz hands. It's got something for you. It's Biden in them. Smokes. A lot of games they playing. You saw these prices going up. You should have started planning. But it ain't too late. A lot of y'all smart. A lot of y'all so smart. A lot of y'all can make this happen. It ain't going to get better for you. They're not saving you. The first thing I want y'all to do is to think critically and to analyze anything they put out. Stop getting excited. Analyze anything they put out and ask yourself, how is it going to hurt me? Because it's going to hurt everybody. Who ain't got those ones? Everybody going to get it. Number 2, know what you need to prepare for. Know what you need to prepare for. We be telling y'all things to prepare for all the time. And somebody always got something to say. Always got something to say. Well, how can we do this? We ain't got no money. Well, I didn't have any money either. I started my business on $112. I don't think scarcity. I started my business on $112. $112. I surely did. I know everyone tells you that story, but I did. And anybody who was with me a while, anybody was with me in my business classes when I was with Dr. Boyce, I was doing business, y'all know. And I showed many of y'all. I seen reviews that y'all did on my classes. I'm tired now. You know why I'm tired now? Because I got more people taking the classes than I have people actually taking action. I'm tired. I'm tired. I want y'all to win, but do y'all want to win? I want y'all to win, but do you want to win? I always say what you need to prepare for. Well, I don't like the way she talk. Oh, she make me feel like this. Oh, Dr. Shonna talk down on people. Get your life. Really? Really? This is what we doing in 2022. You still on that? You still on that? This is what you doing? And those be the same people that say they don't want me to have nothing. Everybody holding me back. The system ain't for me. You better learn how to work this system. It hasn't been for us for 400 years. And as you can see how they treated us, it might be another 50 years. I hope it's not, but I hope it comes. But you know what? Keep hoping loud while I'm still building. Keep hoping loud while I'm still grinding. I hope it ain't true, but it might be like this for another 100 years. It might be. It might be. It might be. But what are you going to do right now? The government has already shown you they got money to put in every other place but your pocket. The government has money to put in every other place but your pocket. But we still waiting for the government to put money in our pocket. Number 3, expect to save yourself. Expect to save yourself. Expect to save yourself. I'm going to say it one last time. Expect to save yourself. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? You're still waiting for the government to save you. They're not going to save you. If you're not willing to take what you're asking them for, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Where's my warrior? We need Meteor here. We need Meteor because some of y'all just don't get it. And I can only be myself. I can't be nobody else. Somebody said, you cannot save yourself. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. If we could save ourselves, we would have done it already. Depends on what you're talking about. Depends on what you're talking about. So when you say we could save ourselves, what are you exactly talking about? Say what you're talking about. Don't just start saying nice things in all caps. Say what you're talking about. Because I think that if we switch our mindset and there was a mindset shift collectively, we could. We could. We keep talking about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. But we're not talking about captivity here. We're not talking about captivity. This whole broadcast was not about captivity. All of us are in captivity. And as long as the government keep doing what they do, it's going to get worse. We are all in captivity. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you still got to eat. You still got to keep a roof over your head. Those are things you can do for yourself. But if we keep coming back like that, we can't save ourselves. So what we supposed to do? Just roll over and just take it? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand. Mr. All Caps, is that what you're saying? We supposed to roll over and just take it? Oh, God, we can't save ourselves. We might as well just take it now. Is that what we're supposed to do? I don't know why people say things like that. That bothers me. It's so annoying. Because basically what you're saying is you have no hope, so just take it. Just lose all your rights. Just allow them to do whatever they want to do to you. Don't protest. Don't fight back. Don't strategize. Just take it. And this is why they can do things like that. Because there's so many of us who just take it. This is why they can do things like that. Somebody said, somebody talking about the farms. Farming, buying, made in America. Let me tell you something about the farms, okay? Because I don't know how many of y'all are researching the farms. I get people that send me stuff all the time. That's farmland. And do you know that the government's taking a lot of people's farms? Do you know that? Do you know that? And a lot of farms are commercialized now. They're corporations now. Do you know that? Do you know what they're doing to the seeds? And how they're letting some people buy seeds and others can't? Do you know that even in the farming business, I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm telling y'all the truth. Look it up for yourself. I'm telling y'all the truth. Do you even know in a farming business, even people there are strategizing? I'm talking about the people that pull together a collective, and they don't look like us. The people that pull together like a collective. And they're sharing their money to buy large machines to be able to crank out more crops so they can increase their profit. And those that come together, they lock everybody else out and they don't share. So the little farmer who cannot afford the big machines are doing old school farming, where everybody else who pulled together, they share the machine. So the machine goes from one farm to, yes, somebody said co-ops. They're farm co-ops. It goes from one farm to another farm. And if you're not a part of that co-op, if you ain't got the money to be a part of that co-op, you asked out. So what can we learn from that? I'm telling y'all, you got to move like how the enemy moved. That's the only way you're going to beat the enemy. The enemy is having meetings all the time. They are having meetings all the time because they're reading and they're knowing what's coming down the pipeline, and they're organizing and they're strategizing to get ahead of it. And I'm telling people to organize and strategize to get ahead of it, and they're telling me there's no hope. I'm tired. I'm tired. Expect to save yourself. The last thing I want you to do, you get excited for this plan, you better consider the cost and know what you must pay to play. You better know what you must pay to play, because there is a cost. There is a cost. So there's somebody I was talking to. Not talking to like that, y'all. I'm just saying somebody I was having a conversation with, somebody I was conversing with. And this person was complaining about how much money they continuously owe the government after taxes, over and over and over and over again. So I said to this person, do you have anything on a 1099? This person said, you mean like a contract? Like, I said, yeah, 1099. No. The only thing I'm asking you is, how do I write this stuff off my taxes? I said, again, do you have a 1099? No. Is it a way for you to shift some of your income into 1099? I don't know. I didn't ask. So you don't own a house. You don't have any children. You don't have any dependents. What you writing off? What you writing? It's just little information like that. Like the person had no idea the person is 50 years old. 50 years old. 50. Dude, I was like, we too old for this. But I didn't get mad. I didn't get mad. So spend some time educating the person. Put them on to a couple of things. I have this conversation with more than one person. Somebody always comes to me, and most people never do what I told them to do. Most people never do what I told them to do because they're not interested. That's just too much work. That's just too much work. That's what the person told me. I don't want to do all of that. I don't want to manage all of that. I don't want to get out there and then I have to make sure I sell. I said, you sell yourself every day. You selling every day. Anytime you send out a proposal or you give out your resume, you selling yourself every day. You selling every day. You might as well sell for yourself. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm saying you asking how to get ahead of this, and you feel like you're about to get into the poverty line no matter how much money you make because how much they take. But you're not doing anything to come across that. I'm teaching you. And what I'm teaching you, you don't want to hear. Your response is, I'm not doing that too much. That's too much. That's just too much. That's just too much. That's just too much. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I'm trying to show you the strategy. I'm trying to show you the game, and you telling me that's too much. Then you don't want to do it. Keep paying them taxes. Keep paying those taxes. Man, look, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. There's a course. There's a course you're going to pay, family. I'm going to say this and I'm going. I want you to know that there's a cost for everything. For you to do nothing is going to cost you. For you to do something, it's going to cost you. Which one is better? Which one is better? You're going to pay regardless. You're going to pay regardless. People be telling me, I'm just going to live off the land and live off the grid. And then I ask the same fools that say that, like this dude here, this fool right here. He'll be an example of fool I'm talking about, right? I would ask fools like this, how many acres you own? How many acres do you own? How many acres do you own? Well, I'm gonna get this land. Not making that $15 an hour, you not making that. I mean, fools got a lot of great dreams. They got a lot of great dreams, and they don't do nothing. They don't do nothing. They die, and it's got to be a GoFundMe, and their body sits in a morgue collecting a fee. It's even a cost to die. It's even a cost to die. Their body sits in a morgue, burdening their family. They trying to borrow money from Peter to pay Paul so they can get this person in the grave. And the only thing they can do is get enough money just to get them in the grave, and they ain't got no headstone. Because that was another $2,500, $5,000 that they didn't prepare for. You're waiting for the government to save you. The government is not going to save you. The government is not going to save you. And that's what they tell me. I'm going to live off the land. I'm going to live off the grid. I'm going to do it. Y'all keep listening to these fools out here telling you that. Go ahead and keep listening to these fools. You're going to die one day. Even costs money to die. Everything in America costs money. It costs money to stay alive. It costs money to die. No matter what you're going to pay, somebody is going to pay. This Build Back Better plan helps somebody, but it ain't you. It ain't you. It's going to help somebody, the elite and the ruling class, but it ain't going to help you. It's going to help somebody, major businesses and corporations, but it ain't going to help you. It's going to help somebody. It's going to help somebody, but it ain't going to help you. And you're going to see more of this, Isaac. Isaac said, my great-grandfather know the value of land, but down through the years, lots of folks' lands gotten taken away, especially land by water. And that's happening right now, too. All the time. I love you all. I want y'all to go ahead and share the video. I did good tonight. I ain't cussing nobody out tonight. I did good tonight. I kept my nasty mouth to a minimum. I did good tonight, y'all. So y'all go ahead and share the video. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so you can be notified when I'm going live. Give the video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever you want to do. If you're on Facebook, I ask you to do the same thing. Go ahead and follow and like the page. Share the video. Give the video a thumbs up or heart. Do whatever you want to do, okay? I have a lot of love for all of you guys. I get frustrated sometimes because I want y'all to think. Just as I find the information, you can find the information. The only thing you have to do is go ahead and learn how to ask questions. Google it. Any question you have and you Google it, you're going to find the answers to them. You're going to find the answers to them. You got to understand with this great reset, and the Biden's Build Back Better plan. You want to really know what is about to happen? Why don't you go ahead and listen to the World Economic Forum? It's going to be some long, boring conversations, but I promise you, if you give yourself 10 minutes a day to get through those videos that are like an hour and 39 minutes, if you give yourself 10 minutes a day, they may not be as excited as I am, but if you give yourself 10 minutes a day and you take some notes, you already see what's going to happen, because everything you hear Biden's been talking about has already been said out the mouths of these people. So you tell me who bought who. There's a price to pay for everything, people. There's a cost for everything you're going to pay. Whether you do nothing or you do something, you are going to pay. I suggest you all do something. To my ladies, go ahead to helpingcouplesreconnect.com and get your pheromone perfume. You know what I'm talking about? I'll go ahead and get your massage, or you can do. You're going to need a massage after tonight. And while he's massaging you down, make sure your man got a plan. Ladies, make sure your man got a plan when he's massaging you down. You want to ask him what his goals are. What's it going to look like for you? What is he going to work on? You better ask him. You better let him know. Maybe you need to show him this video. Maybe you need to show him part 1, part 2, part 3. And when I come back to do part 4, maybe you need to show him that too. You need to start raising the vibrations in your household. You need to start changing your conversation, ladies. It's fun for you to do all of this at helpingcouplesreconnect.com, but this is more than that. If you're going to be in your relationship, make sure y'all on the same page. Make sure y'all operating the same way. If he ain't got a plan, you better have one. I ain't telling you to leave him if he ain't got no plan. I know a lot of you are like, well, he ain't got no goals, I'm leaving him. You're foolish. I ain't telling him to leave. I'm not telling you, unless it's some negative, nasty stuff that's putting you at risk, that's something different. But if that's not happening, baby, I'm not telling y'all to leave him. I'm telling you, you better come up with a plan. Because there's a price to pay. There's a price to pay, and I hope you're ready for it. I love every last one of y'all. Have a good night.